This is MikeBot. Today is part 2 of the FoxAlien laser engraver. So first things first, you're going to want to go and download LaserGRBL and install it onto your system. Unfortunately, LaserGRBL only works on Windows. So if you do have a Mac, it'll be a bit of a problem getting it to work on your system. So make sure you have a Windows machine, basically. LaserGRBL is free and open source. So basically, you go to LaserGRBL.com. And once you're on the site, you want to click download. And then you just hit download again. And then it'll download onto your PC. So from there, you want to go ahead and install it. And once that's installed, you're almost ready to begin. So it does come on the little USB stick that came with the device, but I like to download the latest version, so I went online and grabbed it. Another thing you want to do, you want to open the software folder and you want to install the driver. So the driver is right here. Double click it, install it onto your system, and you're good to go. If you run into installation issues, try plugging your printer in through USB and install the driver while it's plugged into your computer. So once the driver and the software are installed, you want to go, and by your PC, I mean this PC. You right click, select manage. And once the window is open, you go to device manager and you want to go to ports and COM. So in order for your printer to show up, you need to make sure it's plugged into the USB and the printer is turned on. I currently don't have my printer turned on, but just for the sake of this example, we're going to say, I know it's COM15 on my PC. I don't know what it will be on yours, but let's say you're COM14 or 13. You want to remember that number. And then you want to go here, select COM14 or 15 and make sure it's baud 115,200. And then you want to hit connect. So I'll come back to that step shortly. Before I proceed with that step, I want to just give you some customizations that you can do to LaserGRBL, which is it just makes things a little bit easier. As you probably noticed, my icons here look a little bit different than yours. So what you want to do, you want to go back to the LaserGRBL site, and then you want to go to this address that I'm typing in here. So once you are on this site, you want to scroll all the way down and then click download. Now, as you see, you have a custom buttons.gz. So from there, you want to right click at the bottom and click import custom buttons. And then you want to look for it. So in my case, it'll be in the downloads folder. And you want to click the custom buttons .gz and press open, and then it'll ask you if you want to load them, and then you want to go ahead and click yes and load that all in. And now you have the custom button set, which is really neat. So next, I'm going to go ahead and connect my laser engraver, and I'm going to show you how to do your first engraving. So I put my laser engraver in another room because it does get very smoky, and it's a very strong smell, and it might give you a headache like it did to me or hurt your sinuses. So I threw mine in a separate room with an exhaust connected to it. Even with the enclosure, the smell is still fairly strong. So you want to have an exhaust or have a way to exhaust the smell out. So what I'm trying to get at is my PC is about 35 feet away from the laser engraver. So I ordered a USB extension cord with a power booster, and I ran that cable to the other room back to my PC. So there is a fair amount of distance. So I will be doing a dual shot here. I'm going to be having my camera pointing at the laser engraver as I am using the software here, and you'll basically be able to see what's going on as I am showing you how to do your first engraving. So anyway, without any more delay, let's go ahead and connect the printer up and start the first engraving. All right, so from here, I have now connected my laser printer to the device. So it's COM17, again, baud 115200. You hit connect, and then you go File, Open. I'm just going to load one of these default programs that, one of these default pictures that came with the printer. So first thing I will point out is the brightness, contrast, and white clip. So basically with this, you can adjust the brightness to your desire. So I'm just going to leave it at the default. Then you got sharp, smooth. I prefer smooth. And then you can do different conversions here, as you can see. I'm just going to do a line-to-line tracing, and I'm going to go horizontal. And then here is your quality. So I want this one to be higher quality just for fun. And I'm going to make it 10 lines per millimeter. So you go ahead and hit next. Actually, before you hit next, you do have some options here. You can outline the image, invert the colors, flood fill, like that. You can undo it by pressing the undo button. You can crop the image, flip it, a few little settings, nothing too advanced, but nice little simple settings. And then you can preview it and go back to the original. So you can go horizontal lines. As you can see, the lines are horizontal, vertical, clear difference, and then diagonal. So in this case, I'm just going to keep it horizontal. Click next. So here's where your speed is. You can go at 3,000, 10,000. Remember, the faster you go, the lower the quality. So I'm just going to go 5,000 for this one. I'm going to give it a constant power. And I am also going to set the size. So I know the piece of wood I'm using is 100 millimeters. I'm just going to go a little bit smaller here, just so it doesn't do the full board. So I'm going to go 90, and then it automatically sets the width for me. And then you can also change the dots per inch. I'm leaving mine at 300 dpi. And then you got your laser power here, 0% is 0, 1,000 is 100. So I am actually engraving and not cutting. So to fix that, you click the little book here, choose your laser. Mine is the 20 watt, which is a 5 watt laser. And I'm using, I believe it's basswood, and I'm engraving. If I'm cutting, I hit cut and that'll cut right through. But in this case, I'm just going to engrave it, and I'm going to do one pass, and then it gives me the speed and the power, and I'm applying those settings. So as you see, the power is 280. If I go dynamic power, basically dynamic power lowers the beam, raises it, and it'll cause more burn marks to have constant power. Dynamic looks a little nicer. Constant looks a little nicer than dynamic from what I've seen so far, but I do need to do some more tests. So for now, I'm just keeping it as constant for this specific video. Double checking my height and width, and engraving speed is down to 1,000. I'm going to go 3,000 just so it goes a little faster. And I'm going to hit create. So from here, this is where the settings come in. So I'm going to turn on cooling because I have the air assist, and I'm going to turn on my laser light. Now the laser light is pointing. So now you take your piece of wood and you basically want to position it underneath the light. You want to try to straighten the piece of wood the best you can. So I'm going to use the current starting point that the laser is at right now. So if you move your laser around, so basically by doing this or this, now you can set the locking point to that position, but I like it where it was. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit home, and that'll take it back to where it was. So basically you want to do your best to straighten the piece of wood out. So right now I am going to lock in the position that I put it in. And this right here sets the new home. So now the new home is where I've placed the laser. So if everything looks good, from here you are ready to go. There are different M commands you can type in manually, but with the custom buttons I spoke about, it kind of saves you that hassle. So next, what you want to do, you want to take that little metal block that came with it, and you want to adjust the Z height on your laser with the current piece of wood you're using. So I was using a thicker piece of wood before. Just got to go ahead and adjust the Z offset, as you're going to see in the video here. And then I will go ahead and hit start again. So basically what that does is it gives you the best focal strength for your laser when you do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit home again. And this should take it back to where we set the home right here. So now I will go ahead and click start again. And since that last pass did nothing because the laser was too high up, I'm going to hit start again from beginning. So unfortunately, this hobby is a little bit finicky. So I'm going to go ahead and hit stop. And we're going to need to redo this image because the laser is not giving enough power, basically. So I'm going to go ahead and hit image again. And quality is 10,000. Next. I'm going to make it go faster. Constant power, but I'm going to increase the power this time. I'm going to set it to 80%. Which is 800. And let's adjust this back to 5,000 per speed. Remember, the faster you go, the more quality you lose. And then I'll just hit create. And now I'm going to hit home again. And now we are ready to click run. So 80% might be too strong this time, but it's working. So I can smell and hear it, but I do have an exhaust system running. So right now I'll just let it run and then we'll take it from there. So I'm just going to pause the screen recording and I will resume it once the print is done. All right, and we are just about done here. We have about a minute to go and it'll be all done. So it's coming along very nicely, as you can see. We'll just wait for it to finish up here. And all done. So I'll just show the finished product on camera really quick. All right, so I flipped the board over on the machine. I'm just going to go through the entire process again here. So I'm going to go ahead and pick another picture. Let's go with the FoxAlien, since it looks pretty cool. So I'm going to drop this down to 8,000. Wondering if that's what the issue was. I'm going to hit next. Let's keep the speed at 5,000, or you know what? Let's go 100%. Very smoky, actually. Let's keep it at 80. You know what? Let's go 100%. Engrave, basswood. Let's set it back to hardwood. Apply. Go 1,000. 3,000. Keep it at dynamic power. Go with the same height. Click create. I'm just going to home the printer now. Turn the laser on just to see the piece of wood and measure it out. So there it is. Again, I'm not sure what's going on here. You can kind of see a light outline. I think this is what the dynamic power does. So you can see a light outline of the fox, but it's not like engraved dark where it's supposed to be. So yeah. It looks like just a little bit of tweaking to do, but for the most part, the design is there. You can see it really like in the light there, and little modifications here and there, and I'll probably be able to get it perfect. So it's definitely a hobby that it's not going to work right out of the box, but if you tweak it enough, you should be able to eventually get very, very nice prints. Just want to show my setup here. So there's the air assist I got going on there. Comes in through there, and then has a special aluminum nozzle connected. Got an LED light in this enclosure, and then my exhaust system, which goes all the way to this thing here. So that's pretty much it for now. I do have some modifications to do to make this look better, adjustments, and various other things. So that's it for today's video, at least. Look for more videos down the road. As I tweak this and improve on it, I will keep uploading new videos. Let me know if you want to see anything specific. But for the most part, There we go. And according to this, 0 errors. So yeah, leave your comments below, questions below. I'll answer them as soon as I can. If you liked the video, hit that like button. If you didn't, leave a comment below. Let me know why you didn't like it. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. That's it for today. MikeBot out.